thirsty. I need water. This is killing me. I'm gonna fly up there. All right, that's good, guys. That's good.
So out here, freshwater is the limiting agent. We're just not adapted to these conditions like the seabirds. But what if food was the limiting agent? Like what happens in the wintertime? Lots of animals have unique adaptations that allow them to survive in their habitat. Stick around and we'll show you a really big mammal that can survive for over 5 months without any food.
Whose idea was this anyway? We're going that way.
Across the northern portions of the continent, winter strips the land of available food, covering it in snow and ice for 6 months a year.
So many birds solve this problem by migrating hundreds or even thousands of miles to warmer climates. But what about some large mammals that don't migrate?
All right. First, a word of caution. Never attempt to touch or interfere with wildlife. Today, we're on a Wildlife Agency-sponsored research project, and we're following strict research protocol when dealing with potentially dangerous wild animals. And these are big, with teeth and claws. Look at this nose. It can smell food sources up to a mile away. And look at these claws. They're specially adapted to get food that other animals just can't get. And they all belong to this animal, the North American black bear. And this right now is a yearling, 76 pounds. And I'm glad it's sedated right now. But this bear's adaptations don't end there. Oh no, she sleeps for 5 months a year without eating, drinking, or defecating. But she's not a true hibernator because she can be easily aroused in the den when she sleeps. And that's one reason why this bear's deep sleep in winter remains one of those mysteries still being explored by scientists today.
So how does a beautiful bear like this perform such an incredible feat? That's what we're here to find out.
When I lay me down to sleep, there's no secrets I keep. No, 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 no way. When I lay me down.
Besides doing winter den surveys, biologist Doug Wagner studies how bears build fat from an incredibly diverse diet.
They feed on almost everything. They're omnivores, and from the time they come out of the den in the spring, and they eat all kinds of vegetation in those lowland hardwoods. June and July, when the foods are a little short before the berries come out.
To uncover more of this bear mystery, we sent Jonas and Haley to Minnesota to the Vince Schutte Wildlife Sanctuary.
These guys definitely have canine teeth. That's partly why they're scientifically classified as carnivores, along with other animals like wolves and cats.
But bears are not obligate carnivores like cats, which must consume mostly animal parts. Instead, their diet is omnivorous, like that of humans. That means they'll eat a variety of plant and animal-based nutrients, with much of their diet made up of carbohydrates and fat. However, unlike humans, bears have adapted to eating almost any digestible plant or animal matter.
Sometimes what they'll do is eat the grass to form a fecal plug. Because remember, during hibernation or torpor, they don't defecate or urinate. So this plugs up their system. Their metabolism cuts down to half. Now what's interesting in the way when they go into torpor is that they're recycling, because they don't defecate or urinate, they're recycling this waste product to form proteins. So they're actually, while they're sleeping, they're forming muscle. Not like us humans. When we sleep for a long time, our muscle would waste away or atrophy. bears, they're building muscle because they're recycling their waste products to form amino acids, which then form proteins, which then help build tissue or muscle tissue. And because they don't drink, well, how do they survive all those many months without drinking? And so the way they have to bring in fluid to hydrate their muscles and their tissues and their blood is they break down the fat to form the fluid. So here's an animal, a metabolic wonder, who can break down fat to form the fluid to hydrate the tissues and the blood, and is able to recycle waste in order to form the proteins to build muscle tissue. What a metabolic wonder, and no wonder scientists are studying their system.
To help define the true meaning of hibernation, we tracked down Dr. Lynn Rogers at the North American Bear Center.
There's always been debate, is a bear a hibernator or not a hibernator? And when the definition was based only on how much they lowered their temperature, then they said no, bears don't qualify. But then as they learned more about the profound physiological changes they had to make to go through the winter without urinating, defecating, eating, or drinking, that's something that these ones that you think of as true hibernators that drop their temperature so far have to wake up every few days, eat and drink, urinate and defecate, go back to sleep. Bears go 5 to 7 months without doing that. So now they think of bears as super hibernators. But it's a subject of interesting study because of medical institutions wanting to know how we can better treat human ailments by what we learn from bear physiology.
Clearly, bears have developed some astonishing adaptations to help them survive in harsh winter climates.
But bears aren't the only animals with unique adaptations to allow them to survive on limited resources.
Can you think of other adaptations to help animals survive without food?
Well, I'm gonna give you a word of caution. Never attempt to get this close to wild animals. This is a controlled setting. But as always, we encourage you to never stop exploring your world.